Welcome to RestoCycle. You want to have some fun with your Harley riding buddies? Point out that their suspension and their carburetors are actually Japanese. How's it going? All right, we got some Friday tech for you. We're going to show you a hand finishing technique for taking aluminum straight out of the vapor blaster and making it look a little more sparkly and a little better to put straight on your bike. So if we come on in and look at this part, this is a fork slider off of a Harley. And it looks fantastic. We just vapor blasted it and it looks beautiful and consistent, and the old clear coat and crud is off of it, but it looks a little pearly, and that's not really just right for a finished part. So we have a technique that I don't even know where we picked it up. Someone taught it to us, so we're going to teach it to you. It's how to take aluminum straight out of the vapor blaster and make it look more like the original finish that came on a lot of our Japanese motorcycles, and British and also American bikes too, for that matter. So it goes like this. This is a freshly vapor blasted part, and on this particular one we're going to try and hold it still. If you're working on a side cover or another part like that, one great technique is to take a piece of plywood and actually use a couple of screws and maybe a rubber washer so you don't mar the part, and fix it down to a board so that you can work on it without trying to hold it with one hand. If you can use both hands, you'll definitely get a better result. It'll be more consistent and it won't wear you out. So in this case, we got off easy because it's a fork and we can use the vise. Still, we're going to take some precautions. These are a little too soft for use on the vise. The slider will flop around a little more than we like. So we'll use actually just a rag as our little shaft because it's a nice flat surface. It's not really going to mar it. So this will work fine. So step one, we're going to secure our part. All right, so the key to this technique really is the Scotch-Brite, and there's a couple of things that we've learned that make it more effective. We're going to use 2 rounds of Scotch-Brite. We use these Scotch-Brite hand pads all the time. They're a really good substitute for sandpaper in some respects. They're easy to clear and clean. We use these for de-rusting things with chemicals like the phosphoric acid we showed you guys last week, and we use them for cleaning. We use them for all kinds of stuff. So there's 2 that we use really most of the time. The red hand pad is the 07447. That's a popular one. That's like a 220 grit sandpaper. That's a pretty stout sandpaper. And then the green is somewhere in between. And then the gray is a couple of steps finer. That's the 7448. So these are probably our 2 go-tos. We actually keep the white in stock as well. That's really fine. That's like an 800 grit or even higher. Pretty fine. But for what we're going to do on this, these 2 are just right. So we take the complete hand pad and then we cut it. We just take and cut strips out of it. Another little trick that we learned also is to cut the widest strip that will fit in the crevices and the passages of the fork. The wider the strip is, the easier it is to be consistent as you go through the process. So with no further ado, how do we do this? So we take the red for starters, that's our heavier grit, and then we take good old WD-40 in our Sure Shot, which is about 1,000,000 times less expensive than buying cans. And we're going to use this as lubricant. It's going to carry away the aluminum that we're doing. So just give it a little dusting with a Sure Shot for starters. Now, if I was really thinking before we started filming this video, I'd have put on nitrile gloves because you'll see my hands are going to look like a coal miner when I'm done. So being mindful that one side is the outer side that the world sees and the other side is the inner side that the wheel sees, I'm going to put the side that's a little easier for me to work on towards me because sooner or later I have to tie my 2 sides together. This will become apparent to you when you see what happens. So for starters, grab the Scotch-Brite and I'm going to show you something. If I hold it like this and pull, I'm going to have a nice tight spot here and not as tight moving out. So I'm going to try to clamp it and hold it and put somewhat even pressure on it as I do this technique, and that's going to make it more consistent. When you try this for the first time, you're going to struggle with consistency. It's a lot about hand technique. So I'm using the base of my thumb to kind of hold it steady, and I'm going to drop it like a shoe shine. And I'm going to then pick it up, move it down, and continue. If I just am lazy and slide the thing down, I'm going to get lots of diagonal little stripes in there, and that's not the effect we want. We want it to look like it looked when it came out of Showa's factory in Japan. So pick it up, move it, shine it some more. You can change your position. Whoops, that's why I want to keep it clamped. And try and be consistent. Try not to space out. All right. Alex, come on in a little closer. And I'm going to give this a little white, just so you can see how this goes. This is purple simple green, aka the purple shit. This is the stuff that's safe to use on aluminum. The green stuff is not. Use this in general. Okay, so looks pretty good, right? Okay, so that's the effect. So what I would do to finish this, make it a little cleaner for our little beauty shot there. What I would then do to continue the process, when I'm done, when I've gone down the whole fork, the whole slider, and I've done it from both sides, I then move to the gray. The gray is a little finer. It's going to leave a little finer finish, and it's going to smooth out any irregularities in my technique when I did it. Same technique. This is a little bit wider piece of the hand pad, and going to hold it really evenly. Going to hose it down with a little bit of WD-40 for lube. Try not to breathe it. Also, by using a bit of a wider pad, I can make fewer stops and starts on the part, which is always nice. All right. Show these nice people the part, Alex. Looking pretty good. All right, so as we get done, we get to the bottom, you're going to want to wipe it off a few times and just kind of measure your progress and see if you have any dead spots or hot spots. But when you're done and done, then we got to just wash it. This aluminum powdered stuff that's in there in the WD-40, you need to get that off, and it's going to brighten up quite a bit. So, good old Dawn, everybody's friend. Just give it a little, how do you do? In the Dawn, and that's going to rinse off all of that aluminum that we've sanded off in the WD-40. It's a pretty good illustration of a partly done part. So you can see the difference in the finish. Vapor blasting is wonderful. We use it all the time. We love it. But you know, when you're trying to replicate a stock finish, you need a little more sparkle to make it just right. So, what's it look like when we're finished? Ta-da! The big reveal. So, that's a done part. It looks great. It looks like an original part. You can carry on a little further with clear coats, clear Cerakote, clear powder coat, or you can just use something like Bow Shield or ACF 50, and this, for a garage queen, this is going to look great for a very long time, and of course the metal's a little peen shut by the vapor blasting and the polishing and the hand working. So there you have it, a little Friday tech for you from RestoCycle. Hope you find it useful, and have a great weekend.